You'll recall that in the last video I said I would be right back after I took that stitching out of the seam. Well, when I went back and finished recording it, I didn't realize it was not recording. And I went ahead and sewed my binding on. So I'm going to kind of try to recreate what was supposed to have happened there. So remember that this is where my joining was going to be, and I had the two ends sewn together like this. And I'm sorry, I ran out of this fabric, so I substituted this dark gray. But I had sewn that seam on the diagonal. So what happens next? What happens next is that we would cut off this seam allowance to 1/4 of an inch. And it doesn't have to be an accurate 1/4 of an inch, so you could just take your scissors and cut it if you wish. And then you would press that seam open. Just finger pressing is fine. You would refold the binding so that the raw edges are aligned with the quilt edge over there. And then you would finish your stitching from where you had left off. So you would finish the stitching from where you had left off up here and just stitch all the way down here to close up that seam and sew it to the quilt back. Now I'm back at the ironing board and I want to press these binding strips out over the seam. I'm going to press up into each one of the corners. And then turn it over to the right side. So now I'm ready to wrap the binding around to the front side of the quilt. So on the long edges, on the long sides, I'm just going to wrap it around here and bring the edge of the folded edge of the binding right over that seam line. And then I like to use pins to hold that in place. But if you prefer, you can use quilting clips like these. Whatever your preference is. You want it to just lay right over that stitching line. Now I want you to pay attention though when you get to the corners. As I come down to the corner, I'm going to fold it over the stitching line and I'm going to take it straight out here so that it creases out here. And I want to take a look at the back side here and see how the corner is folded. So I hope you can see that this side is a little bulkier than the other side. That bulky side, I want to make sure that on that bulky side, I don't want to fold it like this. I don't want to fold it like this and put another 2 layers of fabric on top of that bulky side, because then you've got a lot of bulk right in there. What I do instead is I go past the bulky side